Another major type of volcano that's less common are called calderas. A caldera occurs when we have a stratovolcano with a magma chamber underneath of it, and so much material has been released through the stratovolcano from the magma chamber that the magma chamber is partially emptied and there's just a void in the magma chamber where there's no liquid, no rock. This can cause the actual stratovolcano, by its very own weight, to collapse in on itself and fill in that area there. And in fact, that's exactly how Crater Lake in Oregon was formed. It started out as a volcano, which was named by Native Americans living in this area 7,700 years ago, Mount Mazama. And Mount Mazama had a big eruption associated with it, and then it collapsed in on itself. Eventually, there was just an empty, or a low area here at first that was filled in with water from the rain, and that formed Crater Lake. And then eventually a little more of the magma started to make its way to the surface, and Wizard Island was formed inside of the crater. This is just an artist's depiction of what Mount Mazama looked like as it was erupting, but there were Native Americans living in this area at that time. They described the lightning and the clouds of ash and the rain, and it was just a torrential time at Mount Mazama 7,700 years ago, and that is now collapsed in, and so this would just be the edge of the crater, but the top of the mountain used to be right near the center of Crater Lake, but well above where the current lake level is. Just to kind of get an idea for that, here's where Crater Lake is now at an elevation of about 6,000 feet. So after you drive all the way up to Crater Lake, you're at about an elevation of 6,000 feet, but Mount Mazama was twice that high. It was at about 12,000 feet. Now Crater Lake has up to 1,900 feet of water in it. It gets that deep, and all of that water has just been rainwater that has filled in over the last 7,700 years. There's no big rivers draining into Crater Lake. It was kind of still the highest thing around, so there's no areas to drain in except for the rain that falls right in the lake. So Mount Mazama was there, no longer exists, erupted, collapsed in on itself, partially empty magma chamber, and in that created a caldera. And here's just an aerial view to show how extensive this is. Here's Crater Lake here, Wizard Island sits here, and Mount Mazama used to come like that and that. It was just, we're just kind of seeing the bottom part of this very large stratovolcano that no longer exists.